Nikola Jokić had 34 triple-doubles in the 2024-25 season. The Serbian became just the third player in NBA history to average a triple-double across the season, treating fans to outrageous performances on a weekly basis. He dragged the Nuggets to the playoffs, shattered records like glass, and made the impossible look routine. 60-point triple-doubles, just another Tuesday for the Joker. This isn't just dominance, it's basketball royalty. This is the year Nikola Jokić walked on water. Dominating on the basketball court is nothing new for Nikola Jokić. He's made a living from making some of the world's freakiest story of a player who has little else to achieve, but that's not slowing him down anytime soon. On the topic of slow, that's what made him fall to the second round. Scouts were happy to praise his IQ and passing ability, but saw little upside in his unathletic, lumbering frame. It didn't take long for them to be proven wrong, with Jokić averaging a double-double by year 3 and earning All-Star honors by year 4. Then, a dramatic leap to 26.4 points per game in 2020-21, along with 10.8 rebounds and 8.3 assists, helped him earn his first of those 3 MVPs. From that point onward, it was sheer dominance, winning his second consecutive MVP in 2022, an NBA title in 2023, and another MVP in 2024. That brings us to 2024-25, when, you guessed it, he's been playing at an MVP level yet again. A quiet season opener for Jokić saw the Nuggets fall to the Thunder, before he clicked into gear with 2 consecutive 40-point outings against the Clippers and Raptors, losing to the former, but beating the latter. Amazingly, this was the first time that he had notched 2 consecutive 40-point performances in his career, before securing his second triple-double of the season the very next day. In that game against the Nets, Jokić collected 29 points to go along with a whopping 18 rebounds and 16 assists. The game was a perfect celebration of everything that makes Jokić so special, tapping into his creative juices to set up scoring opportunities for his teammates. Things improve, with the Joker notching 5 consecutive double-doubles, contributing to victories in 4 of them. And when I say double-double, I mean big boy double-doubles. His insane rocky period for Denver, who went almost a whole month without logging back-to-back wins, falling to an 11-10 record in early December. Thankfully, Jokić never took his foot off the gas, willing his team to as many wins as possible. A 48-point game against a triple-double in both January and February, with roughly 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists per game. Jokić was in full MVP mode by February, putting the Nuggets on his back and willing them to a scorching 36-19 record by the All-Star break. Night in and night out, he was the engine, the anchor, and the answer, dominating every facet of the game and making it crystal clear. Denver goes as Jokić goes. However, this is when things began to take a turn for the worse. This good run of form that took the Nuggets into the All-Star break on a high was almost entirely gone in the weeks after. The team reverted to sloppy, inconsistent play and once again struggled to string together wins. Teammates were squabbling, Jokić was getting frustrated with having to carry the load without any support, and the team morale didn't need kicking into gear was Nikola Jokić. With all this turmoil going on around him, the Joker was somehow playing the best basketball of his life. And that's saying something for a 3-time MVP. On March 7th, Joker did something that nobody in the history of the sport has ever done before. Against the Suns, he notched 31 points, 21 rebounds, and a career-high 22 assists. He single-handedly propelled his team to victory in overtime, whilst becoming the first player in NBA history to post a triple-double with totals of at least 30, 20, and 20. It was a simply sensational display that summed up everything we have come to know and love from Jokic's game, showcasing insane explosiveness, grace, touch, and creativity, all wrapped up in a 7-foot frame. That's what we call generational talent, and there was plenty more of it on display throughout this rocky stretch for Denver. The 4-game losing streak in April began with Jokić hitting a career-high 61 points as part of the highest-scoring triple-double ever posted in the NBA. 61 points, 10 boards, 10 dimes. A triple-double that would have sealed the deal on any other night. But in a double overtime thriller for the ages, it still wasn't enough, as Minnesota barely edged out Denver 140-139 in a game that felt more like a heavyweight title fight than a regular season clash. This outrageous effort from Jokić reflected the back-breaking effort he was putting in just to keep his team relevant. And when you're wasting GOAT-like thinning of the past few seasons, and some incredible play from Jokic had covered up for a toxic environment that was bubbling under the Jokic led the team to those 3 straight wins, notching his 33rd and 34th triple-doubles of the season. Yes, you heard that right, 34 triple-doubles in the 2024-25 season for the Joker, the most ever recorded by a center in NBA history. In doing so, Jokic became just the 3rd player in NBA history to average a triple-double across a season, with 29.6 points, 12.7 rebounds, and 10.2 assists. Oh, he also led the team with 1.8 steals per game. Yup, the guy was out of this world, all season long. You just don't get people of his size doing what he does. Whether he's shooting threes, spinning to create space in the paint, or bullying other teams' bigs, Nikola Jokic is dominating. He truly is one of the only players in the NBA who can engage in extra gear and simply refuse to let the other team win. And no game showed that more than against the Clippers in the 2025 NBA playoffs. Having secured a playoff berth as the 4th seed in the West, the Nuggets were teetering on the edge after falling down by 2-1 against the Clippers. Jokic, of course, was not to blame for any of this, having scored 29 points and 12 rebounds in Game 1 before posting triple-doubles in Games 2 and 3. Nevertheless, fans were legitimately questioning his play as Denver slipped to 2-1 down. The Nuggets then faced an uphill battle in Game 4 in LA to avoid going down by 3-1. However, this is when players like Jokic really come into their own, and it was clear he was hot early. It was in the 3rd quarter that Jokic really picked up though. He was dropping in floaters, hitting the target on no-look assists, showing off his signature spin, and contributing threes. This guy was unguardable, clinical, and downright dominant all quarter long, picking up 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists in the 3rd quarter alone. He went into the Clippers building, put his team on his back, and emerged a winner, posting 36 points, 21 rebounds, and 8 assists to level the series and give his team some momentum for Game 5 back in Denver. Of course, he then fired his happy to see the Clippers overcome 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists from Jokic in Game 6, setting up a sumptuous series finale in Denver. Back on home court, the Nuggets were too hot to handle, easing their way to a 120-101 victory over the Clippers to propel themselves through to round 2. Jokic was, by his own standards, quiet on the day, landing 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists to go along with 1 block and 3 steals. So yeah, still pretty impactful, you could say. All in all, this guy is the ultimate all-around basketball superstar. Even in a series where you could argue he was quieter for his usual MVP standards, Jokic averaged 24 points, 11.6 rebounds, 10.1 assists, and 2.3 blocks per game. The guy is a beast, knowing exactly when to sit back and distribute, and when to find his extra gear and take over. He has the height and size to dominate any opponent, the IQ to dissect any defensive scheme, and the clinical touch to find the bucket from anywhere on the court. If you don't have an answer for Jokic, you're going to lose. It's as simple as that. But where do you think the Joker will ultimately land among the all-time greats? Let us know in the comments.